Agape love, let's take note, doesn't mean the following. Sometimes we confuse these things. Agape love for your brother, for your sister, because there is a divine essence in that person, doesn't mean that you should submit to the domination of another person. No. You need to be assertive. It doesn't mean you should be docile.
No.
No. It doesn't mean you should be a coward. No. It does not mean that you should accept or tolerate that which is wrong. No. Agape love doesn't talk about that. Having established the background, let us now look at what do we mean by love. This type of love goes beyond the five senses. The five senses do not come in so much over here. It is abstract and it is based on high consciousness and the recognition that we are all one in the one source, God. That there is a divine essence in everybody and in everything. That there is a fundamental unity of each with all. That we are all in fellowship as spirits. And that we have a realization of God within each one of us. So the spiritual love is more based on the high consciousness of the unity of all, based on the Spirit of God that is in everybody. God is love. And he or she who dwells in love dwells in God, and God in that person. It then means that the higher type of love we are talking about here goes beyond just self-love, having love for others, romantic love, or that for your brother or your sister, or that for your parents. It goes beyond that. You are talking about love of the Spirit that is in everybody, and the source is God. This high consciousness of divine love guides our conduct and interaction with others. Those who have this high consciousness that there is God in every single human being like themselves, that is what they look to serve. Not the physical body, not the family relationship, but the God in the person is who we are serving. Now, it involves the higher desires. So, when you are offended by your brother, by your sister, by another person, you know that to forgive is the best. So, forgiveness comes in. You are serving that God which is within the person. Kindness, altruism, selflessness, compassion, empathy, and all that. You are not doing it for the flesh. You are serving that God who is in that individual, who is equally in you. Agape love, let's take note, doesn't mean the following. Sometimes we confuse these things. Agape love for your brother, for your sister, because there is a divine essence in that person, doesn't mean that you should submit to the domination of another person. No. You need to be assertive. It doesn't mean you should be docile.
No.
No. It doesn't mean you should be a coward. No. It does not mean that you should accept or tolerate that which is wrong. No. Agape love doesn't talk about that. That is not the way to go. Or to be indecisive or staying neutral on very important matters just because you don't want to offend anybody. That is not the type of love we are talking about. Agape love doesn't thrive on laziness or be dependent on somebody. No. That is not what we are referring to. Agape love stands for knowing and doing that which is right in the collective interest and defending what is just, what is ennobling, and what is truthful. Defend that. And it's also about correcting the wrong. Not to say I don't care about it because it doesn't directly affect me. No. Correct the wrong. And then importantly, to moderate sanctions with love. If somebody goes wrong, you want to sanction that person, do it in a manner that will show that there is love. And you also give the person opportunities to reform, not to cut off the person entirely and worsen the situation. It demands that we set higher values for societal progress, higher values based on strong ethics. Agape love also demands that we sacrifice ourselves, not anything external to us, ourselves, and selfless service. That is what agape love demands from us. It demands that we live the spiritual life beyond the material life. And importantly, we must set a good example for others. That is what we mean. Now, how do you develop our soul qualities? And that we can get from Matthew chapter 23, verse 11. And in summary, it says, love is the greatest of all things. But he that is the greatest among you shall be your servant. So, the greatest of all things is love. Why are we saying that? Love impacts all the material bodies in ways that we cannot even imagine. The material bodies of the dense body, the vital body, the desire body, and the mind. If you build love so strong, it affects all these bodies. Bear love, where you just say it by the word of mouth, but not by action. Bear love doesn't promote any growth spiritually. It is sacrifice and selfless service that produce spiritual growth. Bear love doesn't add anything to our spiritual body. You are only saying it in terms of words. It's as empty as faith without works. To offer service without thought of oneself, without expecting reciprocity, without thinking of fame for people to know that yes, you are the best, without trying to bait the person so that you will enslave the person, without pride. They are the means by which we grow spiritually. Let me repeat this. To offer service without thinking of yourself, what you stand to gain, without reciprocity, expecting to be paid back immediately or afterwards, without thinking of showing off that you are the one who offered that service, people should praise you, without trying to set a trap for the person so that in the future the person will also pay you back or you enslave the person, without showing pride. Those are the means by which we add to our spiritual bodies. Taking our opportunities, because opportunities come to us, and also identifying the needs of others. You don't say that until the person comes to me, I will not do anything. You have seen that the person needs support. You need to step in. When you take your own opportunity, and you also step in to support others, that is how we expand our field of operation. Similarly, when we love our enemies, we expand our field of operation so that we can grow spiritually some more. Now, if we love only those who love us, we'll be very limited. Our field of operation will not be wide enough. Every action, desires, thoughts, and words, when we do that repeatedly, we add a spiritual essence to our being. And this is very, very important. Every good action that we take, every noble desires that we have, every good thoughts that we have and are sending to others, and the good words that we use, when we repeat them often, they add value to our spiritual nature. We add to the conscious soul, the intellectual soul, and the emotional soul. And those three are the food for the spirit. There is no any other food. There is no any other way.